What's up, Chargers Nation? Victor here. Let me ask you something real quick. What happens if Justin Herbert goes down for a few games next season? I know, nobody likes to think about that. But after everything Herbert went through in 2025, that question matters more than ever. And today, there's a growing belief around the league that the Chargers should make a quiet but very important move this offseason. Re-sign star quarterback, former third overall pick. Before we break it all down, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to Chargers Nation, and help us hit our goal of 3,000 subscribers. Let's get into it. The Chargers' 2025 season officially ended with a tough 16-3 loss to the Patriots in the AFC wildcard round. Not the way any of us wanted it to end. Since then, the front office has already started making moves. Greg Roman is out as offensive coordinator. The team is clearly evaluating what needs to change moving forward, and one NFL writer believes that starts with retaining key pieces, especially in Jim Harbaugh's third year as head coach. One of those pieces? The backup quarterback position. Let's be real. Justin Herbert is the franchise, no debate. But the NFL has shown us something very clearly this season. You cannot survive without a capable backup. Over 60 different quarterbacks started at least one game around the league this year. That's not bad luck, that's reality. Herbert took an absolute beating in 2025. And while the returns of Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt should help protect him, you still need insurance. That's where Trey Lance comes in. The Chargers signed Trey Lance to a one-year deal to sit behind Herbert, learn the system, and develop under Jim Harbaugh. And while he didn't see much action during the regular season, he did show growth. Lance appeared in 4 games, including Week 18 when Herbert was rested. 227 passing yards, 27 completions, limited snaps, limited rhythm. Not eye-popping numbers, but that's not the full story. Where Lance really stood out? The preseason. In preseason action, Trey Lance put up 334 passing yards, 3 touchdown passes, 1 interception, 81 rushing yards, and a rushing TD. He looked more confident, more decisive, more in control. NFL writer Nick Shook even admitted it might sound crazy, especially after the rough Week 18 outing, but emphasized that Lance looked miles ahead of where he'd been earlier in his career, and that matters. Here's the big picture. Re-signing Trey Lance means stability in the quarterback room. No panic search for a backup, no downgrading the position. If Herbert misses time, Lance isn't a throw-your-hands-up option. He's a guy who can keep the ship afloat. And in a league this brutal, that's huge. And this might be the most important part. Jim Harbaugh has publicly praised Trey Lance. After the Hall of Fame game win over the Lions, Harbaugh said, "There's a presence that I've been seeing all camp. He's had a heck of a camp. Then he went out in the game and did that. He needs game reps and he's going to get them." That's not coach speak, that's belief. Harbaugh sees untapped potential, a quarterback who needs reps, not replacing, a former number 3 overall pick who's still just 26 years old entering the 2026 season. That's young for a QB. Chargers Nation, this isn't about replacing Justin Herbert. This is about being prepared. Re-signing Trey Lance costs far less than chasing a veteran, keeps continuity in the system, and gives the Chargers upside at a critical position. With the right coaching and under Jim Harbaugh, there's still a chance Lance becomes what teams once believed he could be. Now, I want to hear from you. Should the Chargers re-sign Trey Lance, or would you rather see a different backup QB next season? Drop your thoughts in the comments. What's up, Chargers Nation? This might be the most important coaching race of the entire offseason. And of course, it involves the Raiders trying to mess everything up. The Chargers are officially set to interview Mike McDaniel for their offensive coordinator job. But here's the problem. The Raiders might steal him before we even get a real shot. Today, we're breaking down McDaniel's interview schedule, why he's the perfect fit for Justin Herbert, why the Raiders suddenly have leverage, and what this could mean for the future of the Chargers offense. But before we dive in, smash that like button, subscribe to Chargers Nation, help us reach our goal of 3,000 subscribers. Every single sub matters. All right, let's talk about it. According to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero, Mike McDaniel will interview with the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday for their head coaching job, then fly to Los Angeles on Tuesday to meet with the Chargers about their offensive coordinator role. And right there is the danger, because the Raiders aren't offering McDaniel a coordinator job. They're offering him full control, a head coaching title, and a fresh start. That alone gives them a huge advantage. Let's be real, Chargers Nation. This is classic Raiders behavior. Las Vegas holds the #1 overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Massive flexibility to draft their quarterback of the future, a wide-open head coaching vacancy. Pelissero also reported that Raiders officials will already be in Miami Monday night to watch Fernando Mendoza in the national championship game, meaning they're clearly aligning coaching and quarterback plans. That's leverage, and they're moving fast. Now let's talk about why Chargers fans, including me, are obsessed with this idea. Mike McDaniel is a modern offensive mind, a creative play designer, someone who understands spacing, tempo, motion, and how to build an offense around his quarterback's strengths. Yes, things fell apart in Miami with Tua Tagovailoa, but context matters. That Dolphins collapse wasn't just McDaniel. Injuries, roster issues, pressure, and organizational chaos all played a role. Put McDaniel with Justin Herbert, that's a different conversation. If McDaniel takes the OC job with the Chargers, he'd have Justin Herbert, a top 10 QB with elite arm talent, Omarion Hampton, first-round running back, Quentin Johnston, first-round wide receiver, Ladd McConkey, second-round wide receiver, Aronde Gadsden, emerging second-year tight end, Rashawn Slater, and Joe Alt, arguably the best tackle duo in football. Over $100 million in cap space. That's not a rebuild, that's a launch pad. Honestly, the pitch could stop after one word, Herbert. Here's the real chess move. If McDaniel joins the Chargers, he likely becomes a one-year rental, rebuilds his reputation, maximizes Herbert, and then lands a better head coaching job than Vegas next cycle. With the Raiders, he gets power immediately, but also pressure, a rookie QB, and a roster still figuring itself out. That's the gamble. Chargers Nation, this isn't just about hiring a name. This is about Justin Herbert's prime, fixing a broken offensive identity, moving away from outdated football, and finally matching talent with mindset. The Chargers desperately need a modern offense. If they miss on this, especially if the Raiders steal him, it's going to hurt. The Chargers have everything Mike McDaniel needs to succeed. Now they have to sell it. Because if the Raiders walk away with him, that's not just a loss, that's a division-changing mistake. Now I want to hear from you. Would you rather have Mike McDaniel as OC for 1 year, or is the Raiders' head coaching job too tempting? Is McDaniel the best possible fit for Justin Herbert? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if you're a real Chargers fan, like, subscribe. Help us hit 3,000 subscribers. This OC search is heating up, and Chargers Nation will cover it all. Bolt up. I'm Victor. See you in the next one.